Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle some of those really tricky parts of English grammar. You know, the stuff that even advanced speakers sometimes mix up. So if you've ever felt a little stuck, you're going to want to stick around. We're about to clear up some of the most common mistakes out there. Let's jump right in.
So here's our plan for today. We're going to start with the absolute core of English verbs, do and be. Then we'll figure out how to ask questions the right way. After that, we'll decode the difference between two super tricky past tenses. We'll also see how one little verb change can completely alter your meaning. And finally, we'll learn a foolproof trick for me versus I.
All right, so everything really starts here. To do and to be. Think of them as the engines that power so many English sentences. If you can get these two down, you're already taking a huge step towards sounding more natural and fluent.
Okay, let's start with the present tense. Now, when we're talking about routines or habits, the rule is actually super simple. It all comes down to one thing. Who are you talking about? If the subject is I, you, we, or they, you use do. But if it's he, she, or it, you use does. That's it. It's that straightforward.
And here's the good news. The past tense gets even easier. For any action that's finished in the past, you just use did. And the best part, it's for every single subject. I did, she did, we did, it doesn't matter. It never changes. Just remember to mention when it happened, like last night or yesterday.
Now let's switch gears to the verb to be. In the past, we've got two choices, was and were. And just like before, it all depends on the subject. We use was for I, he, she, and it. And for you, we, and they, we use were. This is one of those things you just kind of have to memorize. But trust me, once you've got it, you've got it.
Okay, let's move on to our next big sticking point, how to start a question. I see this all the time. Do you and are you are both used for present simple questions, but they do completely different jobs, and, well, they're built differently too.
And this slide lays it all out. You use are you when you're asking about a fact, right? Like a description or a state of being. The structure is simple, verb, then subject. But when you ask do you, you're asking about an action or a routine. Here, do acts like a helper verb, so you need that extra piece, the helper, the subject, and then the main verb.
So here are a couple of perfect examples for are you. Are you an engineer? That's asking about a fact, your job. Are you tall? That's a physical description, another fact. In both cases, you're asking about who or what someone is. And now, look at the contrast. Do you live in London? Asks about an action, the action of living somewhere. Do you have a dog? Is about the action of having something. See the difference? Here, we're asking what someone does.
Okay, buckle up, because this next one is probably one of the toughest concepts for English learners. The past simple and the present perfect. They both talk about the past, but there's this tiny but absolutely crucial difference in how they connect to right now.
So let's look at this classic example. I ate pizza versus I have eaten pizza. I mean, they both sound fine, right? They both describe a past action. So what is the real difference in meaning here? The entire secret is right here. The past simple, I ate, is totally finished. It's a done deal. The action happened and it's over. But the present perfect, I have eaten, that past action has a result that affects the present moment. The word present in present perfect is your clue. It's all about that connection to now.
And this is the key to really getting it. Let's call this the so now test. When you say I've eaten, there's this unspoken part. You're implying I've eaten, so now I'm not hungry, or so now I don't want to go out. That so now part is the present consequence, and it's the whole reason you choose the present perfect.
Next up, let's talk about how one tiny change, switching from present simple to present continuous, can completely change how someone sees your entire life situation. This is a mistake that can have some seriously real-world consequences.
So first up, let's take this simple sentence in the present simple. I live in Paris. When you say it like that, it sounds permanent. It's a fact about your life. It means you're resident, you're settled, and you plan on staying for a while. It feels stable, long-term.
Okay, now let's just change one little thing. Let's use the present continuous. I'm living in Paris.
See that? Just adding that ing completely flips the meaning. Now it sounds temporary. Like you're in Paris for now, but not forever. It suggests your time there's limited, maybe for a short-term job or study. And this is exactly why that difference is so critical.
I mean, think about it. If you're in a job interview, or like this quote says, even on a date, saying I'm living here could give someone the wrong idea. They might think you're not planning to stick around, and that could really affect their decisions.
All right, let's wrap this up with one last super common grammar mix-up. But don't worry, because there's an incredibly simple trick to get this right every single time. I promise.
This is the classic situation, right? It's usually when there's another person in the sentence that we get all confused. So what do you think? Which one is actually correct here?
Okay, here it is. It's called the drop the other person trick. You literally just take the other person out of the sentence for a second. Would you say, give that to I? No way, that sounds crazy. You'd say, give that to me. And because me is the one that sounds right by itself, that's the correct one to use. Give that to my brother and me. It's that easy. It works every time. And if you want to know the actual grammar rule behind the trick, here you go. I is always the subject, the person doing the action. Me is the object, the person receiving the action. And can you take a picture of me? You are doing the taking, so me is the object getting its picture taken. Simple as that.
So there you have it. We've covered the core engine of English, how to ask questions, the real meaning of past tenses, how to talk about your situation, and that awesome little pronoun trick. Remember, these aren't just rules in a book. They change the meaning of everything you say. So my final question for you is this. After today, what common English phrase are you going to hear completely differently now?